everyone, this is a video I've been meaning to make all day, and perhaps I keep putting it off because I want to touch on a subject I'm not very happy about, but I feel in view of the events of the last week I must. Those of you that follow me regularly and know me will know that it's just about a year ago today when I had a letter of claim attempted to be served on me in the UK, and it was a defamation claim made by solicitors acting on behalf of Spanner. Now, I'm not going to go into all the ins and outs, but the claim had absolutely no substance in fact or law. And from that day to this, I have never heard a word from Spanner in the UK, or Spanner anywhere, quite frankly, and certainly not from their solicitors, which I think is very unprofessional and very sad. Because given the situation in Morocco now, we should be working cooperatively, and we're not. I think perhaps we never will. But the reason that I'm mentioning it now is because you will know over the last 2 or 3 days, we have taken 4 more animals. A very old donkey that was brought in on a truck, which was super. We called her Hilda. A mule that came from the public pound in Agadir. Now that in itself shows what regard the local authority in Agadir has for us as well, that they trust us to work with them. We then took another mule that came all the way from Casablanca, and one today that the men have been to pick up, which was fairly local to Marrakesh. Now, it's the one from Casablanca that concerns me, because it's been on social media for quite a while. This animal has been abandoned, I was told initially, for 6 months. It now appears to have a broken leg, and efforts have been made to rescue it without success, and there's been a lot of coming and going. Now, I said, and you'd expect anyone with an ounce of common sense to say, contact Spanner in Casablanca because they have a hospital and they may be able to treat the leg initially, and we would always be prepared to take it long term. The response I got from a lot of people was, well, we've tried that and nothing happens. The mule is still lying there by the side of the road. So in the event, the mule came all the way from Casablanca during the night, last night, when it was cooler, and it will see our vet in the morning. We have done everything we could for it today, and certainly the men here think that she will be okay. Now, people are bemused. Why does it have to come all the way to Marrakesh when there is a facility in Casablanca? And to be fair to Spanner, and I try always to be factual and fair, when I go back to that potential legal claim a year ago, Spanner made it absolutely clear in correspondence that they are not a rescue organisation and they don't have the facilities to look after animals full term. And I can see on sort of a local Facebook that they have been treating some working horses in Marrakesh at their facility in Marrakesh. So that's fine. But I think people find that quite difficult to understand. But it is a fact. So from there, that leads me on to another fact. When you look at the registered and regulated equine charities in Marrakesh, and you look at the charities overall, and most of those that we have a good relationship with will accept that we are the only substantial retirement home for rescued donkeys in Morocco. And we have taken donkeys, from the northeast of Morocco as far as Tangier, south to Agadir, across the whole country. And during the pandemic, of course, I had conversations with people, and I had conversations online as well, that how could this go on? Could we perhaps have satellites around the country? Well, I have to say that we have a group of volunteers in Casablanca who are wonderful, and they arranged transport for this mule last night, and I am indebted to them. But the reality is, and it's coming home very strongly, that if we are going to grow, and we have this convention now with the region and with the local authority in Marrakesh, we are going to have to look at more land, we're going to have to look at more staff, we're going to have a look at more building. And quite frankly, given the scarcity of facilities in the rest of the country to care for equines in the way that we do, it's far better that this becomes the main hub and we expand. I hope you understand that. I mean, I have had people say online that, you know, there are people who take donkeys in. That's absolutely right. My very dear friend in Agadir, Michelle Orsberger, and also Sally up in SFT in Tangier, they both have donkeys. But I think they would be the first to acknowledge that when it comes to a disabled donkey, a donkey really in distress, a donkey that needs expert care, it has to come to Georgia. And that's not in any way disparaging the other charities. And of course, as I've said before, the other charities predominantly take dogs, we don't. And there is a problem mixing dogs with donkeys, and I think the charities I've mentioned acknowledge that. So sure, it can't go on as it is, because we're going to run out of space. We're building against the clock the whole time. So yes, we certainly do intend to grow, and there are little things at this point of time that you can do to help. It makes sense, and I'm sorry for those that don't really like it, but it makes sense for us to make more use of our YouTube channel. If we can get 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel, I can do question and answer sessions. We have a far wider audience, and then YouTube will run adverts alongside our posts, and that will be a money earner in itself. You see, what we've done to date, and our accounts are there to see. Last year, we still employed 15 staff. We had 200 equines, and we ran on £138,000, which I think is amazing when you look at the accounts of some of the larger charities. But we did it, and we did it because of you. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't get to that stage. Now, if I want to double that, there's no point me saying to all of you who have been so amazing, please will you double your donation? I wouldn't dream of doing that, absolutely not. But we have to double our numbers. So we have to have a wider audience. I must find a way of getting our message out to a much wider audience. So we will do more YouTubes. I hope to start doing some podcasts. People may be interested in listening to those. We will send out more newsletters because more and more people are stopping using Facebook. So we must look at alternatives. And of course, there is the absolute magic of our website. Now, you know we don't spend anything on administration. I do it all. I write our website, I do all the postings, I don't have any assistance. I do that myself to save money. Now and again, my daughter will help out. She'll check what I've posted and she'll go in and correct the spellings and so on. But we have to become more sophisticated, whilst I can still speak to you all like this and attract a far wider audience, very much like the big charities do, only I never want to fall into the trap of becoming a corporate organization. So please help me spread the word. You know, share whenever you can. If you do support us, let people know you support us and why. And here at this end, as I say, we must improve our podcasts, our YouTube, and there is one other thing that I'm becoming very well aware of, we have not been good at collecting our gift aid, and now we're doing it, and that is making a huge difference. But those of you that tick the box for gift aid, if you use DonorBox, please, you must put your address in. And you can't be a company, you have to be an individual donating. So please do remember to put your address in, because without your address, we can't claim the gift aid. What we have to do, we send a form off to the Inland Revenue, and we say, yes, this person has authorised gift aid, and we just put your postcode and the number of your house, and that seems to be working very well, and it's absolutely no problem to you at all. Is there anything else I should be telling you at this particular moment? Of course it makes sense that we're going to have more staff. We just can't keep putting all this pressure on the men. Although I have to say, they went out to get another mule today, not one person complained. And when the mule came in overnight last night, I asked Abdani, Ayub's brother, who's very good with the animals, what he thought of the injury and what could be done. And he said, there's every hope, we will do our very best. I have the most amazing team in Morocco. So there we are. I can't think of anything else I should say at the moment, but if you have any questions, don't hesitate to get in touch. Bye for now.